Hello everybody, welcome back to Landedkiller Show. Today I'll be going over some devlogs as I have fallen a little behind on them. I like to wait till I have a good number to go through when I make a video on them. I'm just going to start with the changes to test ships just to kind of review. This devlog came out a little while ago, so some of this, the first couple minutes may be a little old news, but they did some changes to Annapolis here to reduce the interval between salvos to 1.5 to 1 seconds. Number of salvos in bursts increased from 2 to 3. Dispersion increased from minus 25 to plus 35. I guess they made it more accurate now. No, less accurate now. Less accurate now, more bursts, less intervals. They turned it more into Conde, and they kind of did like a switcheroo, where they switched around the Superfire from like Annapolis to Conde here. Conde, interval between salvos increased from 1 to 1.5 seconds. Reload time increased from 40 to 50 seconds. Number of salvos and bursts increased from 3 to 2. Dispersion, main battery shells after activating alternative fire mode reduced from plus 25 to minus 40%. Bonuses added to shell characteristics after activating alternative firing mode. Maximum armor piercing plus 10%. HE armor penetration capacity plus 25%. And then we have our Zorky, Super Destroyer Zorky here. HE shell damage went up from 18,000 to 19,000. Chances of HE causing fire on target increased from 8% to 10%. Okay. That might be bad. 180 degrees turret turn time decreased from 9 to 7.2 seconds. HE armor penetration alternate fire mode increased from plus 25 to plus 50. Whoa. This thing's gonna be able to cut through cruisers like cheese now. Maybe even some battleships is gonna cut through them like cheese. This Zorky is definitely one you're gonna want to pay attention to. Yamagiri, torpedo reload time decreased from 164 to 155 seconds. Time to switch between torpedoes decreased from 20 to 15 seconds. Satsuma, main battery load time decreased from 32 to 30 seconds. Action time of combat instructions decreased from 50 to 25 seconds. So it's main battery load time is at 30 seconds and your combat instructions only at 25 seconds. That means you're only going to be able to get off one salvo, pretty much. Maybe 2 salvos if you're in mid reloading. You're really lucky. No, even if you had 5 seconds left on your reload, you wouldn't reload in time to use it a second time. And then they're talking about Dalian and Harbin here. They got some more depth charges, decreased from 18 to 12. Marlboro, maximum HE shell damage decreased from 55,000 to 4,800. Repulse had its reload time increased from 26 to 27 seconds. Italian Tier 9 battleship Giuseppe Verde. Signal parameter decreased from 1.8 to 1.7. Reload time of 152 secondary battery guns decreased from 12 to 10 seconds. Action radius of the smoke screen reduced from 1.5 to 0.9 kilometers. Burn attack time, attack preparation time decreased from 7 to 6 seconds. Delay between armor piercing bombs decreased from 0.4 to 0.3 seconds. Battleship Novorossiysk. Detectability range by sea decreased from 14.68 to 14.48 kilometers. Other detectability ranges were decreased accordingly. Main battery load time was increased from 28 to 29 seconds. The new Khabarovsk replacement, Delaney, reminding you gotta sit there and grind Khabarovsk here soon. It's gonna go away sometime within the first 2 months of 2022. Past precedent is something to go by. I think maybe you'll have until February. We'll see. Maximum damage increased from 18,000 to 19,000 to match the Zorky, of course. Ooh, interesting. So the turn time of the turrets is decreased to 9 seconds. That's interesting. Torpedo Reload time increased. Detectability range of C increased. Its detectability range went up. Went down for the planes and subs. Went up with firing guns. AA now goes out to 6 kilometers. Maximum range of AA shell explosions increased accordingly. We have Tulsa here, which I'm pretty sure is going to be released this week. I don't think I'm going to be able to review Tulsa because I have way too many bills hitting me this month. What is this? Another Novorossi. It says main battery increased from 29 to 30 seconds. So you guys are contradicting yourselves. But yes, Tulsa is having a reload of 5.8 seconds. Maybe I might do a video where I go to the wiki. I go to the wiki and I cover it from there. I don't know. Could be a potential workaround when you think about it. I can still go on the premium shop website and show you. I can still go inside the game of the army and talk about characteristics and armor. Just won't be able to show gameplay. Honestly, I never get why we have to pay more for premiums in World of Warships. Is it just because it's harder to acquire the... What am I kidding? Get the model entire ship, of course, is going to be harder. We've got different rooms you got to model. Okay, let's talk about our New Year's bonuses here real quick. So, depending on ship's tier, you'll be able to obtain 750 coal from tier 5 to tier 7 ships. So, a week after the patch launches, I think, is when they're going to have it out there. Tier 8 to tier 9 are earning 75 steel, and then tier 10 ships get 1 New Year's certificate, which you can use to get Santa gift containers. So he's right here. 1. You get the small for 1, or you can get the Santa's big gift container bearable for 3 New Year's gift certificates each. I'm not sure if the odds will hold up the same last time, but I tended to lean toward the big gift, the one in the middle. I always avoided the mega because I thought it was a waste of money. That's just me. The prices haven't been released yet, but most of the time I tend to lean toward the middle when I'm buying gift containers. You'll be able to receive Festus bonus. You'll be able to receive the bonuses for 2 months. They'll be available a week after release of Update 10.10, like I said, all the way through the end of Update 10.11. This will give you enough time to get as many New Year's certificates and other holiday bonuses as possible. A lot of coal and steel to be ground out there. More changes, okay. What do we got? Okay, so see here. So time to switch torpedo type decreased from 15 to 5 seconds. Because they have the magnet torpedo thing and they got the homing torpedo thing going on now. Won't be able to really show you much gameplay of that until the patch launches and I've ground through the missions to get the submarines. 180-degree turret time decreased from 30 to 20 seconds. Rudder shift time decreased from 12.1 to 8.8 seconds for Annapolis, so it's getting a little more buffs here. Maximum dispersion of main battery shells activate after activating alternative firing mode now doesn't change. Okay, so just will fire like normal. Okay, well, that's important. Main battery reload time increased from 14.5 to 15 seconds for Conde. Bonus to maximum damage of armor-piercing shells after activating alternative firing mode removed. Issue that caused inappropriate settings of ship turning circle radius fixed. Turning circle is at 900 now. Zorky, maximum dispersion of main battery shells after activating alternative firing mode now doesn't change. Okay, well, that might be a problem there because you just improved the high explosive shell chance on that. Run to Zorky, it's going to be able to set you on fire real quick, so you guys might want to spec your battleships for fire prevention because you have Pan-Asian cruisers coming which are going to be spamming high explosive shells, and you got Zorky coming eventually. Zorky will be playable in co-op and in ranked. I'm not too excited about it being available in the co-op or the ranked, really. I guess that's their chosen method of testing now. Sherper Battleship Hanover. Reload time increased from 30 to 31.5 seconds. Okay, I don't see the need for this nerf right here. I really don't. Hanover seemed fine the last time I played it on the public test. I think this is unnecessary nerf right here. I think the reload should be at 30 seconds. Pan-Asian cruisers Harbin, Sejong, and Hinan. I'm doing my best to pronunciate these things. Setting of torpedo reload booster consumable change. Number of charges decreased from 3 to 2. Reload time increased from 240 to 300 seconds. Super Soviet destroyer Delaney T-Rex. Main battery reload time decreased from 5 to 4.5 seconds. And that's alright. I'm more concerned about Zorky here. Zorky, I think that Conde, they've sorted out a little bit. So it looks like they're not going to have dispersion effect on the Annapolis or the Zorky. Zorky's one to watch out for. I don't think that anything else is going to be a big problem too much. Conde might still be a little bit powerful, but it got some nerfs. Annapolis, I have to test it to get a good opinion of it, which I won't be able to do until 10.10 officially comes out and the new rank season starts. Okay, we got another change to test ships. Okay, let's see here. AP and high explosive shell ballistics and stock guns become more arcing. Now it's the same as with the researchable guns. Harbin, AP and shell. So they're changing it to make it more arcing, so it's more like Atlanta. Excellent issue, because of which HE shell ballistics differed from similar shells of Tier 10 ship Hinan. Hinan, somebody correct me in the comments. HE shell ballistics become more arcing. No surprise there. Yes, this is all subject to change. Now we get on to the exciting stuff. So a closed test for 10.11 will be starting soon. We're going to have the battleship Marlborough on the new Clydebank dockyard. The rules of the event are largely similar to the previous dockyard, but the number of construction phases and list of rewards will change. So we'll take a look here. Construction of the ship will consist of 32 phases. Jeez. Each shipbuilding phase can be completed by finishing groups of combat missions or spending 1,500 doubloons. In total, you can complete 27 out of 32. Okay, are they getting a little greedy here? 3 plus, that would be 5 building phases that you'd have to buy there in order to finish it out. Jeez. Shipbuilding phases by progressing through groups of missions. So you can only get up to 27 out of 32. I mean, I can see why they do this, but really, I think that should just be done away with. I think you should be able to earn all the phases. That's just my opinion. I mean, even in the original dockyard, you could do that, but the problem with the original dockyard is that the mission requirements were so hard that nobody could sit there and complete it, barely. Like, I only think only 10 people until I actually got the ship completely for free, honestly. But if they took the missions they have now, with the current missions they have now, and they took out the buying doubloons part, we'd be fine. Okay, let's see this. This is important. The rewards for completing the 6 and 18 stages of construction are Dreadnought and Repulse, Snow and Stars permanent camouflage as commanders with 6 skill points and port slots. Dreadnought is available now if you want it. I just covered it in a ship review just a couple days ago. The completion of other stages of construction, you'll be able to receive Santa's Gift, Santa's Big Gift, and Santa's Giant Gift containers. I thought it was Mega Gift. The new expendable camouflages, New Year's Sky, Days of Premium Coal, Steel Research Points. Steel Research Points. Yes, I said research points twice because we haven't had research points in a dockyard in a while. So definitely worth it for that and other valuable rewards. For completion of the 32nd building phase, you will receive Marlborough and her war paint camouflage and commander with 10 skill point support slot and a memorable flag. See, you got these fancy ships here. I don't know which one of these I'm going to use for thumbnail. I think I'm going to lean toward Repulse or Dreadnought. Marlboro, New Year's Sky. Yeah, it looks like a decent camouflage. Not over the top like the past New Year's camouflages, though. More simplified this time. There's your Marlboro right there. You can probably find the characteristics for Marlboro, Repulse, and Dreadnought on the WoW's wiki if you're curious. If you already have Dreadnought in your port, you'll receive a compensation of 5,250,000 credits. Interesting that they're not compensating you with doubloons. Very interesting. I would have thought it would have been a doubloons compensation. If you decide to complete shipbuilding at Dockyard by using doubloons, you can still progress through the combat missions. However, in the case, instead of the usual rewards for completing the shipbuilding phases, you'll get 250 steel for each completed phase. It's like the only way to get steel reliably outside of clan battles and ranked. I don't know if I'm going to go for this Dockyard. I might go all the way up into the 18th phase just to get Repulse. We'll see. And then we have Marlboro right there. I believe the last time I looked at statistics from Marlboro, the segment was pretty bad. Okay, New Year's celebration. In honor of New Year's celebration, we prepare many interesting events. One of the main will be New Year's event. Will be 3 snow giants who were revived by magic stars. Okay, that's just kind of good and ridiculous there, wargaming. Whatever. Called Modus, Sertum, and Monera. Let's look at the rules. New Year's Eve is similar to Aircraft and Battle of Beasts. The event starts 2 weeks after release, divided into 4 stages, 1 week each. Once per week, you can select one of the 3 teams named after the 3 magic stars: Modus, Sertum, or Monera. Why not do like the Big Dipper, Little Dipper, Ursa Major, Ursa Minor? Constellations that people are actually familiar with. I don't know. It's their game. During the event, you need to complete your personal missions issued daily to all participants in the event that completed during the day in random, co-op, and ranked. Okay, my advice on this to wargaming, they need to expand the time on these missions. They're always at odd times of the day where most people would be working. Really limits your potential for getting involved in them. Let's not forget that people have families. They're not going to have tons of time to sit there and do all the missions. Completing missions will help through personal key and unlocked rewards. Unique rewards will be Theme Commanders, Snow Giants with 6 skill points. Ships Omaha, Jaguar, or Conte de Caviar in permanent snow and stars camouflages, so a bunch of tier 5s. You will also receive an achievement if you once you get your first achievement, once you get your unique reward, which I assume be Omaha, Jaguar, Conte de Caviar, a bunch of tier 5s, you'll receive New Year's achievement. It's kind of a downgrade from past events, because I think I remember past events having tier 6 ships available. I don't know why they went with tier 5s this time around. Other rewards, new type of resource, center class tokens, New Year's, and Christmas collection containers. Wait. Is this one collection? No, that's one collection. New Year's Sky, expendable camouflages. Next time, maybe just do Ursa Major, Ursa Minor. I mean, heck, the national animal, I believe, for Russia is a bear. So why not do Ursa Major, Ursa Minor, and Little Dipper, Big Dipper? I don't get it. And then you have Jaguar there dressed up in the camouflage, which is the tier 5 Frenchie destroyer. New collection is dedicated to traditions and naval fleets. Collection consists of 4 pages and 6 elements each. Reward for completing each page is a day of premium time. Reward for completing is a cent to the big container. Okay, well, that's nothing outside the ordinary. Collection elements are dropped only from naval New Year's. Christmas containers themselves can be received in the event or in exchange for Splinter Gloss tokens in the armory. I never was on the thing about tokens. Okay, they decorated the London port. They added in a bunch of permanent camouflages for Wesser, Fabuki, Ismail, Kijig Derwin. Sorry if I butchered that. New Year's constellation flag, a Dutch team commander, Sinterklaas. We've also updated the visuals of Santa gift commanders. Okay. Well, that does look pretty good. Does look pretty good. Pinnacle. Visual changes and improvements. A system of sound presets was added to the game. Currently, in order to set the sound of the game, there are many sliders and parameters to deal with, which can be difficult and time-consuming for some players to sort out. Sound presets will allow you to adjust the sound of the game according to your preferences, literally just a couple of clicks. Okay, well, I can't really read Russian, so... Okay, I guess they tell us right here. Standard, default sound settings, cinematic. Sound settings are brought to the fore. The sounds are most vivid and saturated. So basically, if you have like big speakers or something, the cinematic would probably be more for you. Simplified, volume of effects reduced, additional sound effects are visible, allows you to focus on your own effects in the battle. So if you have like, you're recording a video, this probably would be better for that. Night mode, settings are optimized for playing at a lower medium volume. All effects notifications are saved. Okay, maybe that can also be better for YouTubers. Custom allows you to adjust the sound yourself using fine tuning sliders. So I hope this doesn't mean that my sound's gonna get messed up. You'll be able to choose between sound presets and standard presets. Okay, well, all right, this is interesting. Now, after purchasing a new ship in the tech tree, a player first sees a ship demonstration screen. Okay, they can enter either the equipment tab or port from the screen as well as return to the tech tree. Now ships can be purchased from preview ship screen. You can now return to preview. You can now return from the preview ship screen to the tech tree. Hey, what's this preview ship screen? What's the ship demonstration screen? Are you gonna show the ship firing off its guns or something? I honestly want to see. This doesn't really tell me anything. Just showing you that you can buy and go back to equipment. Buy the ship. Okay. Well, that's good and all. Add an underwater world for the maps. Ring, Naval Station, Newport. Killer whale, raptor rescue, mountain range. Huh. I suppose they're planning to release submarines into scenarios next. Because these are operations. I don't know what this map is, or this. I believe this is a clan battles map. That's from mountain range. Maybe that is another clan battles map. But I know that these three are scenarios. So, maybe they're going to let you play submarines and scenarios next. We'll have to see. You got a pretty camo for Fuso with a turn of Samurai, Japanese Castle, charity patch. They must be doing some sort of charity event for the season. We got some new expendable camouflage early morning and for Valiant Service, identical to Rising and Meritus Service camouflages, but will differ in their bonuses. Details on these bonuses will be announced later. Okay, I'm going to guess right now that they're going to nerf the credit earning to 20 to 30% instead of the 50% it is right now for Meritus Service, because they don't want us to earn a stockpile of credits. I don't think the majority of players have a stockpile of credits. I myself am not one of them players, and I think it's silly to go after the economy now. It really is going to hurt new players when they're trying to come into the game. I'm just saying. Please note all information is subject to change and may change multiple times during testing. So, must be some sort of charity event. These are going to replace the camouflages, nerf credit bonuses. Expect that. I only expect them to do credit bonuses of 20 to 30%. That's my estimate. That isn't anything I've pulled from any official information. Keep that in mind. Alright, now we're on to the final devblog. New ships. U.S. Tier 10 destroyer Forrest Sherman, Soviet Tier 10 cruiser Sevastopol, Spanish Tier 6 cruiser Canarias, British Tier 6 cruiser Ditto have been added to the game for testing along with Tier 8 submarine C-189. Okay, why is there only a Tier 8 and not a Tier 6 and a Tier 10 with it? That's confusing. Everything's subject to change. Okay. Lead ship was built after World War II, armed with 3 rapid-firing 127 guns with HE and staff shells. Torpedo armament consists of four 533mm single-tube torpedo placed in pairs, both port and starboard side. Torpedo launchers have very narrow aiming sector. Torpedoes will be identical to Mk-17 used on gearing, but have fast reload. The ship has access to smoke generator, engine boost, and defensive AA fire consumables in different slots. Soviet Tier 10 cruiser Sevastopol represents small battleship. Has 6 380mm guns placed in 3 turns. Okay, why do I feel that this is ripping off Siegfried? This becomes available for coal. This becomes available for coal, and this is available for direct purchase. You might as well take Siegfried out of the Research Bureau and put her in the Armory for coal. Honestly, if you spend any time in Research Bureau, you know it takes a long time to get the ships in there. Ooh, spooky. Siegfried copycat. Turrets look about the same too. AP shells have improved ricochet angles and short fuse time. The ship also enjoys good concealment parameters. Okay, this could be a Stalingrad replacement. We don't know. I'm thinking a special ship available for coal and for purchase because I've done that in the past with Napoli. My feeling right now is that this is going to be purchasable for cash and for coal. As a side note, it has been revealed that Tulsa is going to be available this week for doubloons only for the first week, and then after the first week, I believe, then you can use coal on it. That is a disturbing precedent, which I don't agree with, which I think Wargaming should turn away from, but that's on them. I guess they're wanting to increase sales on their ships. Okay, let's talk about Sevastopol. Standard damage control. It's going to have a faster reload time while having limited number of charges. I've never been a big fan of this fast damage control team consumable. I just feel like it's a nerf to ships rather than a help. That's just me, though. All other ships have unlimited damage control party. I hope they don't mess with that next. Besides, ship has defensive AA fire and hydroacoustic search consumables in one slot with engine boost. Is this something you switch out? Okay, I assume this is something you switch between, but obviously when you're on a battleship, especially with submarines these days, you're probably going to opt for hydroacoustic search. Unless they release more carriers that have overpowered characteristics, consumables in one slot. Engine boost is on the ship as well. Okay. Larger bonus to speed and repair party that has longer action time and replenishes less HP per second. I just think this is like a Siegfried copycat. Kronstadt already got her Tier 10 counterpart with Stalingrad. This, to me, I feel like this should have been a battleship, not a cruiser. I don't know, they could have sat there and messed around with this, so they could have given it enhanced secondaries like Napoli a little bit. They could have given it some strong armor belts. There's many things they could have done with that. Alright, Canarias. Canarias is going to be receiving a special characteristics, like I said would happen. It's armed with 8 203mm guns placed at 4 turrets. It fires AP shells only with improved ricochet, but without high armor piercing capabilities. The main feature of the ship is availability of alternative firing mode. Similar to super ships Conde, Annapolis, and Zorky, activating alternative firing mode improves the accuracy of main battery guns, launch their shells, and armor-piercing capabilities for a limited number of salvos before entering cooldown. The ship is also equipped with hydroacoustic search, and they'll add Spain in. Usually, premiums are a good indicator of what eventual future line will be released, as in this case, Spain will probably be getting the line of cruisers sometime in the future. No idea on when. These things take time. Are we going to get the British County class next? We'll see. Then we got Ditto. This was no surprise to me because I already did a version of this in the Pan Asian Tech Tree. So this ship probably going to be out sometime around January, February. I doubt it's going to take longer than that. Armor of the ship is 10 fast fire and 133. Okay, let me go back to Cardaeus for a sec. I forgot something. So it's going to have alternative firing mode, which is going to improve accuracy of main battery guns along with shell damage and armor piercing capability for a limited number of salvos before entering cooldown. Like I said, they would introduce this stuff into the lower tiers like they hinted at before. If you guys... So, this is going to be able to fire off multiple salvos. No idea on... We'll have to see if they list the characteristics in here. Oh, they do right here. We'll have to take a look at that. So, Ditto is going to have 10 fast-firing 133mm guns and 5 turrets, powerful torpedoes with decent reload time, the ability to fire off individual torpedoes. Ditto is equipped with defensive AA and short burst smoke drainer with a large number of charges and fast reload, but short action time. Okay, it has good concealment, improved engine characteristics. Cat Malt, propulsion modification 1. Soviet submarine S-189 is added. Why only a tier 8? I don't like this. I think this might be a premium. I don't know, but I am thinking this might be a premium submarine, perhaps the first premium submarine entering the game, because they don't have a tier 6 or tier 10 listed along with it. Now, if that changes and we get a tier 6, tier 10, then I'll be less suspicious, but right now I'm thinking this might be the first premium ship for submarines, premium boat. Let's take a look at these stats here. I'm not going to read through every single thing. I'm just going to highlight key points. So 3x 127, firing range 12.6. It's pretty good firing range. Time sigma 2. Engine boost, FAA, smoke generator, control party. This is a ship that should have gotten the silly ability to fire multiple salvos. Look at that. It only has 3 guns. So I guess your strength is going to be relying on your consumables and using these longer range torpedoes to their maximum effectiveness. And the fast reload time, you're going to have to just... Right now, I'm going to say the Force Sherman, definitely a ship only for experienced players. If you're not experienced in a competitive format, you're probably not going to have fun with the ship. But if you know how to utilize all these different consumables, you'll do well. Okay, Sevastopol, 62,600. Okay, so its health pool is lower. A little bit on the low side. Decent 25mm plating, fire duration 60 seconds, tier 2, 380s, fire range 19.1 kilometers. Chance of fire 30%. Velocity, reload time 26 seconds. Maximum dispersion 208. Next 200. Consumables, fast damage control party, charges 3. Hydroacoustic search / FAA. Does not say the charge count. Engine boost, 45 seconds. Maximum speed plus 20%. What? 20%. Duration time 45 seconds. 20% real time. Okay, well this is problematic. What is its top speed? Where is the speed? Battery. Speed 33.5 knots. Okay, let's punch the numbers here real quick. Let's see what that is. 33.5 knots times 1.2, we get 40.2. So this thing's gonna be able to cruise around at 40.2 knots for 45 seconds. So, yikes. Yikes. Repair party duration 60 seconds. 6 charges. What? 6 charges. This thing can equip Superintendent on it. Wow. This might be the new Stalingrad. And the looks of things, it's gonna be very effective, especially with this engine boost right here. Not only does it have that, but it can equip Hydro too. Fair party. I have to see that in action to see how that plays. Naris. Talk about the Sigma 2.0. That's good. Where's the talk about the burst firing mode? That's what I'm interested in. So better dispersion. Armor piercing goes up. AP shell damage goes up. Reload time 40 seconds. Number of salvos and firing seconds 2. What's the normal reload? Let's find the normal reload for Carnaris. 15 seconds. Okay, so you can fire off 2 normal salvos. Cost 30 seconds, or you can go for the extra 10 seconds and be able to fire burst fire. Oh man. It's like they're trying to sync their own game. Anybody else feel that way? Ditto. Pretty good stats here. I wish that we would have more ships released like Ditto here. Ditto is not overpowered. It's normal. Has more normal characteristics compared to all these new ships they keep releasing. It's damage control, def AA, short burst smoke generator. All stats are subject to change during testing. S189 added. I just am so confused as to why they think it's a good idea to release a ship like this. We'll have to see the ship in action to form a good opinion on it. My hunch right now is that this is going to be a ship that they sell for straight cash. Way too good for them not to. If they don't sell it for cash, I'm going to predict this is going to be Research Bureau or Steel to replace Stalingrad. I guess this is their way to counteract the incomparable. Huh. This won't be the last cruiser with big guns like this. These need to have their own class. It's high time these need their own class. They are different from the cruisers and from the battleships. That's just me. As for this will be a good ship for experienced players. Don't forget to like, watch, and subscribe to the video. Let's see if I can add some music to this to really just help it pop a little more. As for main gameplay videos, we'll see if I add it in here or there. Really need to find the right tracks. Thank you for watching. See you on the next one.